No, why did you show just the Chavez side? Why did you, for example, didn't show the Uribe side? You put Uribe like the man who says everything the U.S. wants.
Well, Uribe is Colombia. I mean, we don't go into all in fact, the movie cannot go into the Colombian-Venezuelan dispute and the FARC dispute. That's a whole side issue. You have to realize most 20 minutes of the movie or 15 minutes of the movie is about the American criticism of Chavez. You see the criticism. You see what they're saying. You go from the top to the bottom. You see the idiot shows on Fox News. You see the New York Times. We even got the New York Times and the Washington Post. We got the two editorial board members in the New York Times and one Washington Post foreign editor to admit on camera that the American behavior towards Chavez was less than honorable. That's quite something, I think, for this. I think the New York Times continues to hammer Chavez. I don't know why. I don't know why they make these enemies or why they hate him so much. When in your country, Colombia, people get killed for opening their mouth. They get killed. They get their throats cut. I mean, how many murders did you have last year?
Okay. Let's go back to the media's point.
Wait a second. There was a big issue in Colombia not too long ago where actually the New York Times admitted that the paramilitaries had dressed up some dead people as. Did that happen in Venezuela? If that happened in Venezuela, it would be. If one labor union leader was killed in Venezuela, it would be front page news in the New York Times. Happens in Colombia almost every other day. I'm talking about comparison because if you're going to get into Human Rights Watch and all that stuff, you've got to compare. You have to have a context. There's relativity between Colombia and Venezuela.
But Mr. Stone, you know that in Venezuela, Hugo Chavez closed Radio Caracas Television. You know that in Venezuela, 1 week ago, Hugo Chavez closed 34 radio stations in Venezuela. Do you know he's in the process to close Globovisión? Do you think that this is democracy? I mean, a country where people can say what they think.
Of course, they are saying what they are saying what they think. They've been saying for 8 years. Democracy he is the most tolerant man, I think, because he's allowed. Democracy is opposition. In America, if you say what they said in Venezuela, they would have had their stations closed. They would have been sued and out of business. Venezuela has been very tolerant. Now, as to your issue about closing a radio station, please, we recently put 7 new military bases in Colombia. Our secret war in Colombia on drugs and on terrorism. Colombia is going to be another Afghanistan, maybe another unwinnable war. That's what concerns me.
Mr. Scott, I don't want to make.
We were in the Colombian country.
I just want to understand your point of view of Chavez. When you were in Colombia for the release of these hostages, we heard that you say that you understand why the FARC were kidnapping people. I don't know if it's true. I just want to ask you.
I think I said in the context that war is war. I understand why they're kidnapping people because they're fighting a dirty war. That's not to say I don't agree with terrorism. I'm against it. I'm against kidnapping. I hate terrorism. Yeah. But I can understand where your paramilitaries are killing people left and right in your country, and they're even worse than FARC, by the way.
Yeah,
and they kill students and they dress them up as soldiers and call them rebels, and they kill families, they kill women, children. FARC has done things, but they don't kill like so indiscriminately as your paramilitaries. Uribe is one of the evil forces in Latin America for repressive, quote unquote, and is one of the least popular in Latin America, in this new Latin America. He's definitely America's stooge. In the conference up in Idaho, selling Colombia, I want American media companies to come down and use Colombia as a back lot. They need America. That's all they have. They don't have any friends in Colombia. Colombia, wake up. See who your neighbor is. He's not a demon. He's a good guy.